Hi, David Erdos with poem 28 from The Bastard's Charter. This poem was bidden by my friend, the musician, writer and filmmaker Gilda Ray. One of the problems of the liberal left, of which I am part, I guess, is that we can sometimes fail to gain perspective on the full picture. And at the current time, it's essential to look at every angle and perspective as finely as we can, or in as detailed a way as we can. And this is what this poem attempts to do. It has the family-friendly title of Dead Man Wanking, which on YouTube will probably have the third word spelt W-NKING. But as the great King Campbell said, a hyphen is just a full stop coming straight at you. Dead Man Wanking. As the great Gilda Ray states, nobody really writes about Biden and his strain of senility, serving that series of by now shattered states. Not to mention his own, as whatever he once was, daily crumbles, along with sense and compassion. For when authority fails, leaders hate, and become Harry Lime, as played by Orson Welles in The Third Man, looking down on dots moving as the forces above seal our fate. And America ends as if it too was demented and intent on revenge for our spurning, as we cede to China, Russia, Israel, and even England. For with Sunak's Rwanda bill passing, we can bear witness to signatures inked in hate. I wrote of the fear which clumps around Trump, clotting the plot and blood spilling. But there are, of course, deeper problems. Let's not forget that the buttons that bred the Northwest Pipeline's explosions were not pressed by Putin, but were American acts to create widespread panic and loss. Weapons of mass debation. As impotent impostors to power play with our bodies to in some way compensate for the draining, no doubt, of their precious essence. Watch Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove. The genius of Peter Sellers and George C. Scott just distracts us from Sterling Hayden, who is a one-man empire crashing, not into myth, but the madness under which we now wake. For the horror is here. Can you see or feel it in England? A bill has been passed that's so fascist, and from an ethnic PM it astounds. It is what the Turkish did to the Kurds, or what the millions felt from the Nazis. It is what Palestine has been presented with, and the Ukrainians too. Hell's been found, and it has not been further reddened by Bosch, but is covered instead by both white picket fences and desert. COVID was not cancer. The real sickness starts with the pound of an old man's walking stick on our heads, as skulls submit below surface, and the list of the losses and the surrounding facts renders ground common only to death. My friend Wendy will joke that this is another positive poem, but I am seeking lights shining, somewhere no doubt, beneath earth, when we will look up through the lost and watch those aging apes wank above us, seeking satisfaction from where the province of God first found worth. But now God too has been gassed by both that pipe and the promise of souls pressed for steaming, as our beautiful bodies fall prey to Biden's hand searching, if not for our zipper, then for something to suck. What's the odds of things getting worse, should Trump reclaim the stumps and bowl at us, than they are at this moment? Who will Starmer serve? And Zelensky, should he win through, will need more than even struggle can give. Or fictional irony, for that matter. The Gaza Strip is a sex club for a pornography so perverted that even the dark web would start wincing as it sought some fresh air through back doors. So I write as Gil bids and try to play my part in awareness. Last night, a discarded Daily Mail on a tube train encompasses Richard Littlejohn's call-out on all climate change hoaxers, while King and Kate are both wilting around sickness stemmed in the gut. We can neither trust or rely on any and all institutions. We are now as rubble. Outside, the air smells of Bibles, as old demons shit. The door shuts. David Erdos, the 20th of January, 2024. Keep going.